Hey, Peculiar fam. So y'all were right about something. And in today's video, we are going to talk about it. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're happy to have you. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and following along with us on this journey. So we're going to get right into it. So in our previous video about the porch, you can check that out up here. We received some comments, and y'all, some were just saying that the porch was beautiful. And then we had some that were kind of like a mixture, you know, like they were giving us compliments, but at the same time giving us some constructive criticism, which I don't mind at all. My husband doesn't mind it either. But y'all, we got the first comment giving us constructive criticism, and I'll put that up here somewhere on the screen. And y'all, when I saw the comment, I was like, man, she is right. Like, we should have done that. And so what she said was, and like I said, I put the comment in here, but what she basically said was that we should have extended the porch past the windows and past this slate color on our house. So I'll show y'all this slate color on our house. But so after that, y'all, I was like, man, she's right. Like, we should have done that. And then after that, we just kept getting comment after comment after comment saying pretty much the same thing, which kind of like rubbed it in even more. And I was just like, man, we messed up. Like, we messed up with this porch. But I learned, so me and my husband learned the lesson collectively with this, but I also had like two reminders with this that I'm going to share. So I'm going to show y'all the porch, and then we're going to talk. So here is the porch. Y'all see the cats on the porch, but here's the porch. And so y'all see here where it is in the middle of these two windows. And so we were so focused on making sure the porch, like the railing wasn't in the middle of an actual window, like here, or on the other side, like in the middle of their window, that we didn't think to extend it, y'all, to right here, to the end of the slate color. And then when she pointed that out, I'm like, man, that's true. We could have done that. And so y'all, that's what I'm talking about. That's what people were right about. Like, we could have just extended it, and it would have looked more centered to have put it like in this area where the slate color is. So y'all were right about that. It would have definitely looked better had it been centered with the slate color on the porch. But so here's the thing. Here's one thing me and my husband learned collectively. We learned, which we already knew this, but we were in Louisiana for 13 years as a married couple. And so when we did things, we didn't really ask people for their opinions. I mean, because it was just us. Like, it was just me and him. And it actually made our marriage stronger, but we just had each other to rely on for years until we acquired other family members through our church, which, y'all, we love our church family back in Louisiana. But yeah, it was just us. And so, like, asking people for their opinions is not like something that's like first nature for us, because we're just so used to, you know, kind of being on our own. But now we have a YouTube family, and we can ask y'all for your opinions on things. And so that's something I kind of, like, hindsight wish we could have done, because these same people probably would have been like, okay, go past the gray color, and we would have definitely considered that, and more than likely we would have done that, because now looking back, it actually does look better. And what's funny is I'm a symmetrical person. I like things to be symmetrical. So how this got past me, I don't know. Like I said, I guess I was just focused more on the windows, and my husband was too. We were both focusing on those windows. And so now the lesson we learned is that we could ask y'all and get the opinion from y'all. And we might not take all of the advice, but we might. And it might have, like in this situation, it would have saved us from, especially me, from feeling like, like it could have been better, like the porch could have been better. So yeah, y'all, it could have been avoided if we would have asked. So hindsight, I kind of wish we would have asked. So then that way, y'all would have given your opinions like you did, and then we would have more than likely listened, and or either waited till we could have, because that would have been a little more expensive. So, or we would have waited until we could have extended it past that slate color. But there's nothing we can do about it now, y'all. It's already done. And so I'm just trying to be thankful for the blessing that God has given us with this porch. And so here's the thing. So overall, before the comment, overall, I was pretty happy with the porch. Even with the things that I did see that I would have changed, I was overall happy with it. But I was still kind of wrestling in a way because of the things I had already seen. One thing I didn't even mention in the previous video. And so when our subscriber made that comment, well, several of them made the comment, it kind of pushed me over, because I was, like I said, I was already kind of wrestling with it, and it kind of pushed me over, y'all. And so I got to a point where I was fighting with being happy and joyful about the porch versus being sad that we couldn't change the things that we saw, like hindsight. And so my first reminder is to always keep the right perspective. And even if somebody comes and they have a different opinion, don't allow that to steal your joy about the thing that you have and your happiness about the thing that you have. Like, if you feel blessed about that thing, just because somebody comes and says something about it, don't allow that to let that steal the fact that you feel blessed about it. I mean, and I'm not belittling our subscribers' comments or saying that they were negative or anything like that, because they were just telling the truth. Like, and we value that. Like, we want our subscribers to be truthful with us, just like we would be truthful. And so we do value that, and we appreciate it. So we're not upset about them telling us what they think or anything like that, because it was true. It's just, I allowed it to affect me in a way that I shouldn't have. And that's the whole point in this all. And so, because especially in our YouTube journey, I'm pretty sure we're going to have many comments, as we continue to go on, about just different things that we do or we don't do. And we can't allow that to really affect us. My husband, he's just different than I am anyway, but I cannot allow that to affect me in such, a bad way, a negative way. And so, yeah, so if that's the first takeaway, is if the Lord has blessed you with something, no matter what that thing is, if somebody comes and says something, don't allow what they say to steal your happiness and your joy about that thing. That was my first takeaway. Now, another one is, so I have a gauge. I have like spiritual gauges. And I know when I'm kind of getting off, if that makes sense. Do y'all have that? Like, different things that you might notice that you're doing or not doing, and it kind of be like, okay, I need to get it together spiritually. Like, I need to go deeper, to a deeper level or something. Like, I have those gauges. So it's kind of hard to explain, but so one gauge for me, and something I noticed during this whole little experience with the porch, is that because it bothered me so much, this whole porch incident, I realized that I wasn't being as kingdom minded as I should have been. Have y'all ever heard of that saying, you're so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good? Y'all, what does that saying mean to y'all? Because me and my husband had this conversation earlier this morning about that saying. Because I don't like that saying. Like, for me, it's like, what's so bad about being so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good? Because to me, we shouldn't care about all these earthly things so much. Yes, we want nice things. Yes, we want to work for things that we have, and all of those things. While we're here, we do want to prosper and be in good health. I get that. But at the end of the day, these are earthly things. And so we can't take them with us. And so they shouldn't become idols to us or bother us so much so to where we are bogged down by them and we can't do kingdom things. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And so I think about a scripture, Colossians, I think it's Colossians 3:2. It says to set our affections on things above, not on things on earth. And so our affections, our minds should be on heavenly things. We should be heavenly minded, like that's what we should be. I mean, you think about Jesus was heavenly minded. Whatever he did, it was all to advance the kingdom of God. And so all these earthly things, his mind wasn't on all of that. It was on kingdom, like kingdom when it comes to saving souls, healing, all of that was kingdom work. And so that saying is kind of, I don't like it. I kind of get what the person's trying to say, but I asked Google. Where's my phone? Let me get my phone, because I asked Google what that meant. I'm gonna tell y'all what Google said. So Google said it's a popular saying. It's not a Bible verse, of course, but it's often used to criticize Christians for being too focused on the afterlife and neglecting present day needs. That's what Google says. But, and this is my argument, it's funny because it's the exact same argument the other Christians have. It's the same argument I have. But many argue that a true heavenly focus actually inspires greater earthly good by motivating service, justice, and love for others as an expression of faith. It suggests a perceived imbalance where spiritual focus leads to impracticality, though proponents of deep faith believe it equips believers to be better salt of the earth and light of the world. And that's what I believe. I believe keeping that mind, that heavenly mind and kingdom mindset helps us to be better. It doesn't mean we neglect earthly things. It just means that our mindset is that this is all temporary. Like, this is all temporary and we can't take it with us. And so that brings me to Lion. Can I have my Bible? He all propped up on my Bible. I'm sorry, you were comfortable, but you are my Bible. Okay, so Matthew 6:19 says, to lay not up for yourselves treasures up on earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And so that right there, y'all, it should always be our focus, is laying up for ourselves treasure in heaven, not on earth. And like I said, not saying that we don't want to prosper here on earth. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we don't need to be wise with our finances and all of those things. I'm not saying that. But if we are seeking so much after earthly things, or if having a lack in earthly things causes us to not be kingdom minded, then that's a problem. You have people who don't have much at all and that have the joy of the Lord, that are doing kingdom work, and they don't have much at all, y'all. And then you have people who have riches, like they're rich, very rich people, and they lack joy, they lack peace, and all of those things. So that's what that's my takeaway from all of this, is that I need to be more kingdom minded. I mean, at the end of the day, I need to be more kingdom minded. And I need to not worry so much about the earthly things. And I hope this is speaking to somebody else, me sharing this and being transparent, because this whole Porsche incident, it really did have me I was sad about it, y'all. And I was trying to not show it so much because, I didn't want my husband to think I wasn't thankful for our porch and all of that. Because I still am. Like, I'm thankful for our porch, y'all. It's a blessing that we were able to get this porch. And I'm enjoying it, because bringing up groceries and all of that with those little bitty stairs, like, that was a challenge. But, and all of that that's the takeaways. So takeaway number one is that we could ask y'all your opinions first, and we will do that going forward. Just to involve y'all a little bit in what we're doing here on this homestead and in our journey. We're going to ask y'all first about certain things. Number 2 is to not allow like the opinions of others to steal joy and happiness about something that God has blessed us with. Number 3 is that I need to be more kingdom minded. If I'm so kingdom minded that I'm no earthly good, as people say, like I said, some people see it as a bad thing. I don't. I won't care so much about material things and things that are not, I can't take with me. You know, like I'm gonna tell you, my mom is good at this. Like she is not, my parents are blessed, but she is not so stuck on earthly things. Like she could kind of, I mean, she cares, I think, but she kind of could care less. It's like, oh well, like it's, you know, it's like an earthly thing. Like she's not, she's just not so, she doesn't hold tightly to things. My mom is such a giver, and I think her being, because she's such a giver, like material things, they don't really, she doesn't really care about them so much. And so that's my takeaway, y'all, is I need to go deeper, which we can always go deeper. I'm always feeling like I can go deeper in the Lord. And my focus needed to shift. And so my focus has shifted, y'all. My focus is not on this porch and all the different flaws and things like that and what could be better. I'm just focusing on being thankful, but more than anything, I'm focusing on being kingdom minded, reaching for the lost, doing kingdom work. And that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for all these material things and all of that stuff. Like I said, of course, we want nice things, but it shouldn't steal our joy if we don't have those things, or if those things don't work out the way we wanted it to. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my rant. We appreciate y'all. We truly do. And we appreciate the comments. We even the ones that pointed out the things that weren't so nice about the porch. We appreciate it all. So thank y'all. We truly appreciate y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing, whatever you've done thus far. We truly appreciate it. So may the Lord watch between me and thee. Until next time. Bye.